Alrighty, we are recording and it's just Lesley and I sharing. I changed the time for this, so I apologize to anybody that it messed with your schedule. I'm so sorry. But what we are going to kind of go over is like I would say new DT training, but basically sharing a couple things to help new distributors. And then we're going to kind of touch real quick on the Rachel Hollis thing that we went to. Just kind of share a couple of ahas and some notes from there. We're going to talk fast, so get out pens and paper and be ready to take some notes. I am going to do some screen sharing too to kind of show some new distributors how Diamond Dynasty is and how it works and things that you can do there. So I'm going to go right into screen sharing. So first off, people that don't know me, I am Danielle Janiczeski. I am your Triple Diamond leader. I've been doing this for 5 years. I live in Arizona. I'm from New York. And I actually was a teacher before this, and now I'm a stay-at-home mom with 2 kids. And I get to work this kind of on the go from my phone, wherever I am type of thing. And this business has really changed a lot for me. So now I'm kind of in it for my team to kind of help everybody reach all of their goals, because I've met mine and surpassed, and this business has definitely taught me to dream a little bit bigger. So that's a little bit about me. Lesley, I'm going to let you introduce yourself before I go into screen sharing.
I'm Lesley. I am a forever emerald. I thought about that this morning. I was like, oh my God, I've been an emerald forever. But that's okay, because I got
to go diamond.
But anyways, I joined Danielle, 2.5 years ago, actually almost 3 years ago. And the reason why I joined was because I just needed something different other than education, because education was beginning to drive me absolutely positively insane, especially in the state of Arizona. So that is why I started. Well, that was one of the reasons. I needed another stream of income because, I'm a teacher and we don't make any money. My daughter has medical bills that pile up every single month, and we just needed something to help. So this has been an absolute blessing in regards to that. So wait, was I supposed to say anything else?
That you're going diamond next month. You can add that.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. All right, perfect. Thanks so much. All right, so we are going to do some screen sharing. You guys are going to see my screen, and then I'm going to go over some stuff with the team page. So again, pen and paper, get your stuff ready. You can see, right?
Yes, you can.
All right. So the first topic that I want to talk about, you can see this over here, correct? So I'm going to kind of go over this stuff right here first. So the top part. So the first thing I want to talk about is the new distributor checklist. So here's what I want you to do. See this little thing right here that says search this group? I want you to click in there, and I want you to write checklist. Okay. Now, hopefully it pulls it right up. We shall see. New DT checklist. Okay. Now, another thing that you guys can type into this search box is new DT or new distributor. And there's going to be certain things that are going to pop up that are going to help people that are new distributors and topics that we've talked about and all that good stuff. There's a wealth of information on the team page. You just have to utilize it and apply the things that you guys are learning. So something that I would even say that you guys could do is start setting some goals for yourself, and on a daily basis, pick a new word and search it in the team page. So if you're somebody that thinks you don't have a network to really build this business on, then you want to learn how to build your network. So guess what? Go over here and type in build your network and take that for a day and learn a couple things about that. Just to kind of give some examples there. Okay, so I'm going to click on this, and I want to show you guys what this is all about. So I created this with, I want to say, it was Katie Jarvis, I know, but I'm not sure if there was a couple other people involved too. So what this is it's basically a new distributor training, a new distributor checklist for you to kind of go through, and it gives you some specific tasks on how to be successful with your business. Now, what I would say, if I could tell anybody getting started, I would say do this. And then guess what? Do it again, and then do it again, and then do it again, because that's what we do. So the first one is you're going to message your chicken soup people. Okay, we're messaging people. This is what we're doing all of the time. Lesley, it looks like there's a ghost behind your. I'm like, oh. It was your dog. Number 2, create a picture and word swag with your website name. Everybody should already have this. I'm not going to go through this, but I do want to just go touch on a couple of things. You guys, a 6 list it needed a moment of silence there for a second. I did that pause on purpose. A 6 list is something that I live by. If I didn't live by a 6 list, I honestly would be all over the place. So something else that you can go into your search box, type in the word 6 list. Learn a little bit about 6 lists. See what people have for 6 lists, okay? Create your own 6 list of income producing activities that you are going to complete that day. And guess what? You're not going to feel as overwhelmed. You're not going to feel like you have like so much stuff to do. You're going to feel like you have 6 things that you need to get through that day. And once you get through them, you're going to feel successful and you're going to feel that you actually accomplished something that day rather than, oh my God, I'm running around with my head cut off all day. So green light messaging, product models. So there's a host to post. I'm going to talk about that here next, actually. Messaging, getting people's information, saving stuff, going live, taking pictures, building your network, go follow leaders. This is Jackie. I was going to say there was one other person that helped me do this. Go follow some top leaders. Okay. So here's some people right here. So if you are a new distributor, I highly recommend this is one of those things that you complete. Okay. The next thing I wanted to talk about was, now honestly, the topics that I'm going to talk about here, I feel like a lot of them are probably in this new distributor checklist. And Lesley, go ahead and be like, hey, let me add something real quick. Cut me off anytime.
Okay.
So the next thing I wanted to talk about was host to post. And guys, this host to post is, where is it? Number 5. I'm going to tell you what host to post is real quick. It's basically a way for somebody to post on their wall for you. So you are not only tapping into other people's networks, you are not only building your network with people that you don't even know and would have never connected with, but you're also getting customers, getting distributors. And that person that posted on their wall, if they get a lot of people that comment and are interested, guess what? They're your next potential distributor. Okay. So host to post is a huge thing, and it's a huge thing right now. When I first got started, no one had ever heard of host to post. There was no such thing as host to post. Things are always changing. So right now, the big thing is host to post. So what I have here is search HAP or host to post in the team page. So go over here, search that, learn a little bit about it. I have a video that I did for everybody on host to post, whatever, all that good stuff. So right now, we're actually doing a $300 cash giveaway. We're doing 2 $150 cash giveaways. So that's how you can message people. And if you're like, I kind of want to message people, but I don't know where to start, all you have to do is ask, because I have the verbiage, and I'm going to actually, let me pull it up right here. Host to post thermal fit. There you go. Right there. If you say, Danielle, can you send me the host to post thermal fit verbiage that you have? I have it right here, and you can send it to them. And then I send this with a picture. I created the picture by myself. I didn't make it very like it worksy, because I don't like to plaster like it works, like black, blue, green, and bling all over the place. But I'm going to show you another thing that I have. Host to post coffee. Guys, these 2 note sections are like everything to me. If you want them, I will send them to you. All you have to do is ask. Okay. And then this one right here. So when people are interested, this is the stuff that I send them. So I save all my verbiage so that I can send the same thing to people when people say, yeah, what is the keto coffee? I don't have to type up the same thing every single time. I want to send them something. Hey, here's the info. And I just copy and paste that to them. Okay. Host to post is where it's at. I'm telling you right now, if you are not taking advantage of host to post and taking advantage of the fact that right here, we are doing a cash giveaway, you are missing out. So you really want to dive into host to post. That should be the first thing on your list to learn a little bit about. Okay.
Wait,
Yep, go ahead.
First, about host to post, I will say that my last 10 customers have been from host to post. These are not people who I've known individually, like my friends or family or anything like that. These have all been people I have not met in person. It's just actually they've come from a host to post. And then the other thing I wanted to point out is what you're showing on the left-hand side of the screen, I'm hoping it's the same. It's on the left-hand side. That's your note section from your computer, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I just wanted to point out, it's best if you have a place where you can keep all of your notes, like Danielle has here, and you'll notice she also has them labeled. so it's easy for her to find them. So for me, I have the notes section on my computer as well, but I also have a notes section on in my phone too. So if you're working off your phone or if you're working off your computer, best to get organized with notes.
Now, if you have an Apple, it just carries over. So I did all of these notes from my phone a little while ago, earlier today. And when I got on my computer, they were already there. So that's how it works when you have an iPhone and all that stuff. It just transfers over. So notes section is a very big deal. Absolutely, yes. Okay, good. For me personally, I'm only doing host to post for coffee. And now that ThermoFight X came out, I'm now doing ThermoFight X. Okay, so those are honestly the only two host to post I'm doing. Some people love doing hair, skin, nails because that's a top product. Guys, I'm not going to do products that aren't top sellers for host to post. I'm just not going to. So for me, if I was to tell you, do one or two, it would be coffee and ThermoFight. Okay. All right. Product models. Here's another thing I want you to do. I actually shared this in my group chat the other day. It talks about product models right here. It gives you an example of a post to put up kind of thing. But here's what I want you to do. Type up here, Danielle Janicewski, product model, and watch what's going to happen. It has all of the posts that I have ever done, and I've mentioned product model. Maybe even some videos. Okay, so there it's going to give you some examples. So if you're like, I kind of want an example and I don't really know what to say, guess what? Here's one right here, and you could copy and paste that immediately, okay? Or do your enroller and say product model. Or if you're like, you know what? I know the coffee is absolutely crazy. I'm going to type in her name and then write coffee. I'm not going to do keto coffee because for me personally, I don't say the word keto coffee a lot. I probably say skinny coffee more than anything. So I'm just going to type in the word coffee and see what pops up. There's a lot of the host to post that people have tagged me in, okay? So you can even see more. Sorry. Thanks, Lesley.
You're welcome.
So you can do like all posts you've seen it, posts from you, whatever. You can change all the settings to see. But here, I want to let me do all my photos. You can kind of see some of the things that I've done and get some ideas from these things. So you can be like, wait, what's this coffee cup challenge Danielle did? And you can learn a little bit more about that or learn about the giveaways that I've done or whatever. So just kind of giving you some ideas. Okay. Going Ruby training. So let's go back into Diamond Dynasty. Now, obviously, executive comes before Ruby, but Ruby is the one that has a lot of, let me just minimize if it lets me there. So I want you to type in the word Ruby, and I'm going to try training, see if I titled it that. Perfect. So right here, Ruby training. That is another thing that I feel very strongly about that you should complete. Okay. So as you're doing this, I'm just going to kind of go through going Ruby. Now, if Parker, please stop. Mommy's on a Zoom. Okay, so first we're going to talk about the Ruby chart, and then here you go. Look, if you go into the comments, you're going to see specifics that I have shared. So there's the Ruby chart, and then there's a video even explaining Ruby. You have all these tools for you. You just have to make time to do them, or you just have to utilize your time wisely to take the time to educate yourself about this, this, and that. Your hundreds list and creating it. That's something that you should definitely be doing from day one. And again, guys, I'm not saying go to your hundreds list and create it. I'm not saying that. I'm saying here's your hundreds list. Here's some examples. How to make one. I literally have it completely laid out for you. So you just have to read this and then you have to go apply it and do it yourself. See comments for examples. And here, I give you even verbiage, okay? So messaging, scripts, attracting marketing, okay, attraction marketing, grow your network, online parties, becoming a student. You have to take time to actually educate yourself and learn, becoming a product of the product, asking questions. You can ask questions there, okay, and that's it. So the Ruby training is a huge, huge thing that I think every single person should do. Honestly, even if somebody was already Ruby, I'm like, I don't think that's going to hurt them, okay, to go do that type of that training. So That's pretty much where I want to go on that. Lesley or Heather, do you guys have anything else that you guys maybe want to add? Nothing? Okay, you're fine. You're good. You're okay. Kickstarting 2019. I do want to, let me just see if I can pull it up here. I know that I obviously, let's see. Look at all those loyal customers enrolled, kicking butt. All right. This is something that I created for people that have already been in the business and maybe fell off and maybe are like, hey, you know what? I was in the business a year ago and now I'm really ready to actually do something with it. Life happened and things got crazy, yada, 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 whatever. Okay. This is something I created as a checklist basically for those people on how to kickstart back into their business. Just kind of made it up, went along with some ideas. One thing I didn't do anything about is the 6 list. I wish that I would have added something about the 6 list, but message your upline, let them know that you're all in, complete the boot camp if you haven't done so already, search Diamond Dynasty for the keyword new DT, new distributor, find the new DT checklist. We've talked about this, new Ruby training. We talked about that. Find one or more products you're excited about, add it to your auto ship, order it now, take pictures to save your testimony. Make a post on Facebook about your why, message your upline. So it's kind of, I want to say basic, but it's basically you're making a to-do list of things to kind of kickstart and get back into things. So the most important thing that I will say is being consistent. I think that's the most important thing. So I think after finishing this list of things to do, I think that you're kind of, ready to get back into things and ready to be consistent. So okay. Constantly asking questions and learning from your enroller. I actually send my new distributors a picture that says, message me daily. I want you to bug me. I want you to ask me questions because that's how you learn and that's normal and that's okay. And I feel like people that are getting started right now are like, I just have too many questions. That's a good thing. We want you to come to us because here's the thing. I feel like with Lesley and I, we're with teachers and we want to teach you. We want to show you how to find the answers. I'm not the type of person where I'm just going to give you the answer to something. I'm going to show you, oh my God, actually, that's a great question. I want you to go to the team page and I want you to use the search this group and I want you to type in that keyword and then it's going to pop up. Because here's the thing. Say you're a new distributor and you're like, everyone keeps talking about this host to post thing, but I don't even know where to start with it. If you came to me 3 months from now and you're like, oh my God, I keep hearing about host to post. It's been 3 months. Can you just tell me what it's all about? Guess what? You just ruined 3 months of, I shouldn't say ruined, but you just missed the opportunity of 3 months to really hustle your business because you were afraid to ask a question about how to work host to post. You just got to ask. So go to your enroller and ask those questions. Okay. Any question. It's not a dumb question. We are here to help you. And then I was going to open it up for anybody that had questions about what is your biggest hurdle as a new distributor? What is the number one question or 1 to 3 questions that you have about this business and getting started as a new distributor? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to post this recording on the team page. What I want you to do as a new distributor, I want you to comment in the comment section. I want you to share that. I want you to share your number one struggle or your 1 to 3 questions that you have about being a new distributor. And I want you to tag your enroller in that post. If you don't want to, you can tag me, whatever works best for you. Okay. So Lesley, Heather, do you guys have anything else that you guys want to share, that you guys want to add for a new distributor or maybe a tip? Or Lesley, I feel like the one thing I want you to say right now is the learning curve thing, because every time you say that, I'm like, it's so true. And I feel like so many people need to hear that because I don't care how old you are, there's that learning curve. So ready, go.
Okay. So I am a firm believer in the learning curve. As teachers, we talk about it all the time. When I first started this, I thought I was supposed to know everything because I don't even know why. Thought I was supposed to know everything. I think it was because when I put a post up on my wall and I would talk about greens or whatever, I was posting about greens a lot because that was the one product that I started with and loved and so on and so forth. I thought I had to be the expert in greens. So I got really, really nervous. And then all of a sudden I stopped posting. And one of the reasons why is because people would start asking me questions and I wouldn't have the answers to them. So I had to learn to always ask questions, which then goes along with what it was that you said. You cannot ask too many questions as you're starting out. There is no way you start this business knowing everything about what network marketing is about, knowing everything about what social media is about, knowing everything about what It Works is about. There's no way you can know everything. So you have got to give yourself, and I'm going to use the word you always use, grace. Mm-hmm. You've got to give yourself some grace and allow yourself the learning curve, and learn something new every single day. And you can do that by going to the team page and typing in whatever it is that you want to discover, or talking to your upline, or in any of the group chats. I have learned so much from the group chats. It's kind of ridiculous. And I've also learned who to ask questions of when it comes to particular products, because I don't take all the products. I don't use all the products. I use a lot of the products, but I don't use all the products. I don't use the probiotic. Well, it's really about the only one I don't use, but but if I have a question about any of the other products, or I don't know the answer, I go ask somebody. So, and even still to this day, okay, so I'm almost 3, years in. Danielle, you're 5, 6, 7, I don't know. How many years in?
5, take it easy.
5 years in. New product comes out all the time. So there's always going to be a learning curve for you. You are always going to have to learn something new all the time.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I think, even for me that I've been in for, 5 years, I have kind of like a system, like when a new product comes out, like whether we have like the hype up, like how do you go about hyping it up? How do you go about sharing that with people? How do you share your excitement with people? So I'm constantly learning and changing and adjusting.
Well, it's like you said, new things come out all the time. So host to post, that didn't exist like 6, 7, 8 months ago. I mean, that's a relatively new thing. So, and I'm slow. I am a slow learner. And I have to see it. I have to read it. I have to hear it. I have to do it in order for it to make sense for me. But yeah, always keep learning.
Well, and the thing is, if you're working your business on social media is always changing. So you have to change with it. You have to be learning with it. Now, do you have to work your business on social media? Absolutely not. But if you do choose to work your business on social media, you have to be open to all the changes that is coming with social media, and recognizing things like live videos are huge right now. So if you're terrified of live videos, guess what? How terrified are you? Because you want to get over those hurdles. I hated live videos when they first came out. They terrified me. They made me want to throw up. But I made the decision that my goals were bigger and my dreams were bigger, and I had to suck it up. If I expected my team to do these videos then that were like reality TV shows waiting for something bad to happen because it was live, like that's what my view was. If I was expecting them to do it to grow their business, why would I not be expected to do it? So you always got to be leading from the front, especially as you're building a team.
Can I add something to that too?
Yeah.
For me, when I first started this, I hated seeing myself. I hated taking pictures. I hated selfies. I was not a person who, I don't photograph well in any way, shape, or form, but I have since learned how to photograph. But seeing myself actually live, like move, actually do something, I was like, oh, heck no, that's not going to happen. What started to make me more comfortable is when I started watching Zooms and attending Zooms. Put your video on. Put your video on so you're used to seeing yourself on the screen. Because the moment you start seeing yourself on the screen and all of a sudden you go, well, that doesn't look so bad. Okay, I don't sound so bad. It becomes more comfortable. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I really like that. I've never heard you say that.
Well, I just thought of it, actually.
Well, that's very true. I really like that. So, so good point. Good point. Okay, so that kind of wraps up our new distributor part. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share my notes from the Rachel Hollis portion. We went to the movie theater, and it was basically like behind the scenes type stuff. She shared a lot of things, and my God, we were all taking notes from our phone. It was really awesome. If you get the chance to go to it because it really is great. I'm going to share a couple ahas. I'm going to let Lesley share since she was there with me. And then I'm going to share at the end, she did a foundations of success. I'm just going to run through that super quick for you guys. And then because I pre-ordered her book, she gave me a Rachel Hollis's morning routine. I'm going to share that as well. So if you are watching the recording on the team page, I'm going to put this in the comments section so you have the verbiage and you can like read it and have that visual, because I'm a crazy visual learner. So Lesley, I'm going to let you go first with your aha moment from her thing.
Okay. Well, again, I always
one, you can share two. It's totally whatever. This can be short and sweet.
Well, the first thing I want to say is, I think doing things like this is incredibly important because every single time you go hear a speaker, you read a book, you do something, it challenges you as an individual to take a look at yourself and to see how is this going to impact me, and eventually how is this going to impact my business. So for me, what was really, really eye-opening with this movie, I feel weird saying it's a movie, but this movie that we went and saw was the mere fact that everybody has crap. Everybody has a past. Everybody has trauma. Everybody has stuff that they're trying to overcome. And I think far too often, especially in this business, I think we get so caught up in comparing ourselves, and we get caught up in trying to be like other people as opposed to being who it is we are. And I think that was probably the most important thing that I took away from it, because it reminded me, I had like the world's greatest childhood. I will admit that. My adulthood has been traumatizing. And it's kind of, most people are flip on that. Like, childhood is traumatizing, adult life is, better. But it led me to realize that regardless, I had such a great upbringing. My life was really, really good. Adulthood became a little more challenging. Everybody has stuff. And it's the stuff that actually connects us. And I think that for me was like the biggest thing that I took away from that particular showing, if you will. So, yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny because I feel like that's very similar to my takeaway. I think the biggest thing where I was like, oh my God, duh. Like, I was like, oh my God. And I even turned to you and said it. So you probably know exactly what I'm going to say right now. But the fact that Rachel Hollis isn't who she is like that. Guys, she self-published her own book because nobody would publish it for her. She went to so many people and she was like, if I want this done, I need to take it in my own hands and I need to get this done. So she had no idea what she was going to become. These people clearly had no idea of what she would become, but she believes so badly and strongly in herself that she made it happen. She self-published. She learned how to self-publish her own book. And that was amazing to me. So my thing, and again, it's so closely tied to Leslie's, is that everybody has their highlight reel. And the thing that's so frustrating to me is Facebook's a highlight reel. And we get so caught up in that. And it's so hard and it's so frustrating. And, I think she said this. Yeah, she said this. She said, guys, you could be watching somebody's life on Facebook and they have the most beautiful marriage and they're divorced next year. It's because it's a highlight reel on Facebook and you think that they have this beautiful life. So you just got to take things with a grain of salt when you see things, whether it's life or whether it's the business. And I got caught up in that. I'll be the first one to admit that. I compared myself to a specific person in this business for a while, and she was booming in the business. So I was like, I'm doing everything I can. Why is she growing so much faster than me? Why is she a diamond and I'm not a diamond? And it was killing me. But guess what? The second that I turned off my notifications or blocked her or whatever I did, I got focused on myself. I got my blinders on. I didn't care what so-and-so was doing. I didn't care what they were doing. I got my blinders on. I was focused, laser focused on my goals and me being better than I was yesterday. And I'm telling you, when you make that shift in your mind and you are serious about it, you can do amazing things. And from that point, I went diamond, double diamond, and then I went triple diamond. And I passed her, and she's never caught up to me because I never have cared about where she even was at any time in my growing through any of those stages. So whether it's business, whether it's, personal, you've got to get focused on you, yourself, and recognizing that, stop comparing yourself to others, basically. Something that she did, and I'm not going to get into this, but the stand up for your sister, that was like, it brought me to tears. Like, that was just amazing. So basically what she did, you guys, is she handed out a piece of paper to everybody, and it was like all the struggles that somebody goes through in life. And you checked off all the struggles that you've been through specifically. And then you folded up your paper and you passed it around and you pass it around again, you pass it around again, and pass it around again. So you had no idea who had your paper. And then Rachel Hollis called these things out, and somebody had to stand up for you and your problems. And that's just powerful. And I feel like when that was happening, I was like, we have such a community of people in the It Works world, and we have the freaking best team around, and we stand up for each other no matter what. And I'm not going to name names, but I hear stories from people, or when people open up and get personal or whatever, and I'm like, shut the front door. Like, she has such a struggle, and she's never even let anyone see that. Or she is like the strongest person alive, that she has been through this, and this, and look at her. Like, that's just crazy to me. So I don't know where I was going with this really, but in to come full circle, recognize that we have such an amazing team, such an amazing community. We are here for you no matter what struggle you have been through. And you get to write your future. You are the person that gets to figure out, going forward, what that's like for you, and what better time than the beginning of the new year. You know what I mean? So you get to make that decision. So, okay. So that was kind of the stuff that obviously I have a ton of notes. I'm not going to go through everything. But something else that spoke to me was 1 day a week, check in with yourself. What's working, what's not? Are your dreams worth fighting for if it's not going to be easy? You've got to recognize that it's not going to be easy. And granted, I've been in this business for 5 years. I see the big picture. I recognize, the no excuses. I've got all that. But life gets hard, and I've got 2 kids, and whether they're sick or whether they're whatever it is, like, I still have to bring myself down to that level of like, I got to check in with myself, because and Lesley will again vouch for me. The number one thing that I've had to really work on is working on myself and taking care of myself, because if I'm not taking care of myself, I'm not going to be good for all of you, and I'm not going to be good for my husband or my kids. So I have to make sure that I am good, and I'm in a good place, and I'm taking care of myself before I can take care of anybody else. So you're going to grow in this business, and you're going to learn so much about yourself in this business that in 2 years, a year, 2 years, 3 years from now, you're going to look back and be like, oh my God, yeah, I know exactly what she's talking about, because I've grown so much, and I don't care what these people say about this, and I don't care about those people. And if somebody blocks me, by all means, they don't need to be in my life anyways. And you're going to have that attitude where you just don't care, because these people aren't paying your bills, and you're making choices for your life, for your family to, do better and be better. So, all right. So I'm just going to go real quick through the foundations of success that she talked about right at the very end. I'm going to copy and paste this in the comments section. But number 1 is physical environment. So think about where you live, your house, your car. This is what I typed up. Swear to God, she wrote this. She said this: organize that shit. Because it's so true. If your life is a mess, then you're just going to start off that day in a mess. So you got to figure that stuff out. Take care of yourself and all of that stuff. 3 things that make you feel energized. Set your environment up so that you are set up for success. Number 2, personal environment, your body health. Set that up for success. Do you feel good? Does your back hurt? Do you have to take ibuprofen on a regular basis? Do you need energy on a regular basis? The 5 to thrive is something she talks about. So every day, water, sleep, gratitude, self-care. What food are you eating? Those are the things that you need to think about. Take care of yourself. Number 3, community. I think I've said this for years and years. And I love that I truly actually stand by it. So I'm constantly high-fiving myself, because I'm really proud of myself for all the things that I've done to get myself to this. 5 people that you spend the most time with. Who are those people? Because you're going to be most like those people. Okay. You don't want to be the smartest person in the room. So you got to challenge yourself of those types of people that you do surround yourself with. And this is something I wrote. People who are better parents, people who are better couples. If you are hanging out with people like that, you're going to be better. You're going to be a better person. So you got to think about stuff like that. Number 4 is morning routine. I'm going to get into that here shortly and share that, because she gave us a special thing. Start your day strong so that you can be productive in the day. Is it setting your day up for success? And if I'm going to call myself out right now, that is something that I am struggling with right now, because I'm waking up at 6 a.m. to rock Emma for an hour and then try to put her back down so I can hopefully get a little bit more sleep. So my morning routine needs some work. And that's something that I'm, personally working on right now. And I feel like we're always working on something. And that's my thing right now, that I'm like, I need my day to start off on the right foot. But I've also got 2 small kids that are very demanding in the morning. So I'm trying to figure out, a balance for that. And then number 5 is habits. So you've done so many times you've done things so many times you don't even think about it. So she said this, if you start to get stressed, and then typically if you start drinking when you get stressed, you've got to stop. You've got to stop doing that negative behavior of the drinking. So when you start getting stressed, now what you need to do is you have to change that habit. You have to change that behavior. So you need to go blast music. You need to go for a walk. You need to find a way to change that to set yourself up for success. So set yourself up intentionally. Where are you killing it? Where do you need to work on? What are you going to do to get yourself there? Okay, those are the things. And then the last thing was the morning routine. Again, I will copy and paste this in the comments section. Wake up at the same time every day. Chug water first thing. She works out in the morning and has her coffee. She does pre-workout before the gym. Map out your day. Set your day up so that you know how it's going to go. And I've told people this before, before you go to bed at night, do your 6 list and then write out the things on, if you have message 50 people, when are you going to message those 50 people? On your lunch break? Because you probably work full time. A lot of people do in this business. So when are you going to do those things that are on your 6 list? You've got to figure that out. So, all right, I've talked too fast, too long. Lesley, questions, comments, whatever.
No, I don't have any questions or comments. I would absolutely just reiterate everything that you say. You have said.
You're basically my twin, and you basically think the way I think, and you're where I am at all times.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
The one thing that I just want to say is, it is not selfish to focus on you. It is too important for you to focus on you. And if you're not focusing on you, you're not focusing on a lot of things that are going to help you be successful. So please do not think it is selfish to focus on you. And as mothers, we are horribly guilty of that. So that's all.
So true. Hey, Katie, do you have any questions, thoughts, things you want to add? All right, maybe not. Okay. All right. So I'm going to get the recording up, and then go ahead and post your comments, questions, anything in the comment section on the team page, and we will go from there. All righty.